Imagine a teenage boy stumbling into a town square, barely able to speak, walking like a toddler, and carrying a strange letter with no clear origin. He claims to have been locked in a dark cell his entire life, with no contact with the outside world. This isn't a movie plot. This happened. This is the true and baffling story of Kaspar Hauser. In 1828, the quiet city of Nuremberg, Germany, was shaken by the sudden appearance of a strange young man. He was about 16 or 17 years old, barely literate, unable to answer basic questions, and seemed totally unfamiliar with the world around him. What followed was a whirlwind of theories, public fascination, royal rumors, and ultimately, a tragic end that left more questions than answers. Today, we're diving into one of the 19th century's most enduring mysteries. Who was Kaspar Hauser? And was he really the lost prince of Europe? On May 26, 1828, Kaspar Hauser was found wandering the streets of Nuremberg. He could barely stand, barely talk, and carried a letter addressed to a local cavalry officer. The letter claimed he was raised in total isolation and wanted to be a cavalryman like his father. Another note, supposedly from his mother, said he was born in 1812, but the identity of the sender was never verified. When questioned, Kaspar could only repeat one phrase: "I want to be a cavalryman, as my father was." Beyond that, he seemed completely unaware of social norms, technology, or even basic language. Over time, Kaspar began to explain his early life, and what he described was chilling. He said he spent his entire life locked in a small, dark room. He was fed bread and water, never saw sunlight, and had no human contact except for a mysterious figure who cared for him, silently. The man would come, clean his cell, and sometimes drug him to cut his hair or nails while he was unconscious. Kaspar had no idea what year it was, or even what the outside world was. He didn't know what a mirror was, had never seen a candle, and was amazed by horses, people, and buildings. The case exploded. Kaspar became a sensation across Europe. People called him the child of Europe. He was taken in by wealthy families, educated, and even displayed like a living curiosity. As his vocabulary improved, so did his storytelling. But that also raised suspicions. Was he fabricating his past? Was he just a skilled liar seeking attention? Or was there something more sinister going on? Here's where it gets even more mysterious. Rumors began to swirl that Kaspar Hauser wasn't just a nobody. He was possibly the missing heir to the House of Baden, a German royal family. The theory was that he had been hidden away as a child so that another relative could take the throne. Supporters pointed to his noble appearance, refined manners, and unexplained knowledge of royal etiquette. Opponents argued that he was mentally unstable and lied frequently. But then came the attacks. In 1829, Kaspar was found with a deep wound on his head, claiming a man had attacked him in his home. Then in 1830, he was shot in the side. He said it was an accident. But by 1833, things took a final, deadly turn. Kaspar staggered home with a stab wound to his chest. He claimed he'd been lured to a park by a stranger and attacked. He died 3 days later. Some believed it was suicide, a desperate attempt to gain attention gone wrong. Others believed he was finally silenced, perhaps by those who didn't want the truth of his identity revealed. In his dying moments, he allegedly whispered, "Many cats are the death of the mouse," whatever that meant. Over the years, DNA tests have been conducted to determine if he really was of royal blood, but the results have been inconclusive. Some historians believe he was simply mentally ill, a pathological liar. Others argue he was manipulated by shadowy figures, used as a political pawn, then discarded. But one thing remains clear. The true origin and identity of Kaspar Hauser is still unknown to this day. So, who do you think Kaspar Hauser really was? A lost prince? A fraud? Or something else entirely? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We love hearing your theories. And if you found this interesting, hit the like button and subscribe for more mysterious, true stories just like this one. This is Voices of Secrets, where the past still whispers.